Up. Yep. We're live, folks. We're live, I do believe. Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land, YouTube land, and all those other lands. This is Mike at Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement here in a very sunny Sharpsburg, Georgia. Kind of warm today, gonna be hot. And here we have it, folks. Finally this morning I'm going to be able to get started on this gorgeous Camaro SS 69, I believe, if I'm correct. Gorgeous car. And there you see it, 350 SS. Got all the badges and everything. This car has been restored. Obviously those are not stock wheels. Hey, that's okay. This thing is not all original. I'm not sure if you would call this a resto mod or what you would call it. But it is a gorgeous. I know it's not, I'm pretty sure it's not numbers matching. Step back a little bit so y'all get a good look at this thing. Lots and lots of new stuff. This car is almost like new, folks. And you can see I've already put one of my paper floor mats in there so I can get in and out. I'll be putting the plastic trash bag over the seat here shortly so I don't get it dirty climbing in and out, because I will not be doing the interior on this. It could use some love, but it's not bad. I got my gloves on so I can't tell if it's got some kind of protection on it. It feels a little bit slick. Some stuff came off on my glove, so it tells me it's probably not been protected with a water-based product, which it should have been, but that's okay, to each his own. I believe these seats are vinyl without taking a closer look. It's an automatic, as you can see. Man, this thing is gorgeous. The sun is so bright. I'm having a hard time seeing what y'all are seeing. But I'm doing another walk around here to get a better idea of what I am facing here and formulating my plan for today. Whew. Man, this is nice. Of course, I'm going to have to take that license plate off. Be doing that here shortly. You can see some, I hope that's just some dirt or something that's slung up. He drove it to the car show yesterday and then drove it over here. So it's dusty and it's got some stuff. I'm not sure what that is right now. I'm hoping it's something relatively simple to get off, which I think it is, because you can see it's kind of smeared right there. So it's probably either a road tar or something like that, or some brake dust or oil that was mixed with whatever from the roadway, transmission fluid, that kind of stuff. Possibly brake dust. You can see those monster brakes that are on this thing, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So I got a watcher. All right then. Man, this thing is nice. And I'm going to make it nicer before it's over with. But in my initial, see, it's got that stuff of the slung onto the paint down there. It could be tire sling from the tire coating, whatever was put on here. If it wasn't the proper product and wasn't properly applied, you will get at times what they call tire sling. That's the problem with most of the retail level stuff. And it's slung up on the paint there. There's a few spots all the way down the bottom of the door and that panel there. You can see a little bit of paint has flaked off on whatever these are supposed to be. It's supposed to simulate air vents for the brakes, I guess. I would guess. Man, oh man. I'm not sure if the 69 Camaro SS came with these side view mirrors or not. maybe somebody out there more knowledgeable than I can answer that question, you know. Yeah, I'm starting to get into the direct sunlight. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera or not, but you can see the swirl marks, love marks I call them, all over this car, all over it, which is dulling the shine a little bit. You back up about 4 foot away, most of them disappear, but where you catch the direct sunlight, you can still see them even at what I call the 4-foot test. I'm not sure if this is a stock hood. I don't know that much about the Camaros. There again, maybe somebody more knowledgeable than I can answer that question for us. I can't tell who it is that's watching. Maybe they know. Yeah, you got this. I believe those are vinyl. I haven't really felt of them yet. And that will, if they're vinyl or painted, they feel like vinyl. And they look like vinyl just from not doing a very careful examination. That will control what sort of method I use when I get to these. At either rate, they will be taped off before I begin any buffing and that kind of thing. Front grille and all looks pretty good. Not bad, not bad. It's got a few fingerprints and all on it, but you know, that's typical. When you take a car to a car show, you're not supposed to touch people's cars at a car show, but it happens. And I think probably some of these was from him raising the hood up and putting it back down yesterday. Oh, look at all those swirl marks, folks. I'm hoping y'all can pick that up. This car is Swirl City. But I have not noticed a lot of severe defects, and I'm not sure how long this paint job's been on here. There's some defects right there, which I doubt seriously are going to come out. For example, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. So, like I said, it's so bright out here, I can't see the screen on the camera to even know what I'm getting. Windshield wipers are pretty decent. This thing seemed like when I tested it before, it has a lot of paint, but there's a few places like right there. I'm not sure what has happened. Something nicked the paint. There's a few over there. Very slight nicks in the paint. Some more of that black stuff right there, but it just kind of smears around. There's a chip right there, for example. And there are some spots up in here which I will be polishing all this trim, but I will be taping it off because water typically gets down in that little crevice there and causes problems, and sometimes the paint is not what it should be down in there on typical aftermarket paint jobs. So I will be taping the trim itself off and taping down in there. I don't want my buffer going down probably past right here, but I will be hand rubbing all these spots like that, and probably these posts here. I'm not real sure yet. I've got buffers that'll fit there, and you've got all these little narrow ledges like this that are going to be difficult. Of course, I'll be doing some glass polishing, lots of chrome polishing. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Little bitty rock chip right there. Some slight bubbling, which I will tape that so that I don't, spots like this, if there are any more, and there may be a couple, I will tape that off so I'm not running a buffer over it, and then I will maybe hand rub it just a tad so you don't get all this super shiny, no scratch area, and you get one little space right there. But yeah, all this is just all micromarred, particularly along this ridge right here, which will have to be very carefully done, because when they spray the paint on these cars, not only this one, but any car with ridges like this, gravity, a lot of times the paint on a ridge like this is much thinner than it is, say, up here, because when they spray the paint on, gravity, the paint tends to sheet down, and you end up with less paint here than you do further down or on a flat panel. Anyway, that's what the painters tell me. I'm no painter, but it's been explained to me. Look at all, I mean, I don't know if y'all can see it. Scratches, scratches, scratches. Little crevices like this will have to be taped off by me. Of course, all this will be. I'll probably raise the trunk and the hood, prop them open just enough so that I can work these edges, both of these, without, and probably tape them off with the real thin tape, not very wide, like a 1/4 inch I think it is, and then so I can clean down in there after I'm done and all that kind of stuff, and that way I can edge the buffer over without hitting this edge also. And of course this will have to be done very carefully. That spoiler, this paint on here, this thing looks relatively good shape. It's just dusty right now. Some of the chrome has deteriorated to some degree, I think, or it may just be dirty. Not real sure at the moment. Oh boy. So my first plan of action is I'm going to get the foam cannon out with a maintenance soap in it, and I'm going to do that first because I do not feel right off that I need a strip soap or a strip wash on this car. I could be wrong, but it stays inside 99% of the time or more, I understand. So I doubt seriously if it's got too much bonded crud or anything like that on there, and he keeps it relatively clean, washes it obviously on a regular basis. Oh boy. So I will do that, and then I will take my gloves off and do the plastic baggie test on it to see if it needs to be clay barred or if it needs a stronger soap on it. But I will not be, the only thing I'll be using the pressure washer for on this car is to use the foam cannon. Other than that, it will be mostly free running water, as we call it. I'll probably use distilled water for the rinses so that I don't end up with those harsh chemicals from our county water, tap water as a lot of people call it, on the cars. And I'm not criticizing the county. I understand that some of that stuff is necessary. You can see there the windshield's kind of cruddy, but it's not awful, I don't think. And I think what we call a topical polish on the glass will probably get that back to close to 100% clarity. We shall see, we shall see. As you might imagine, you know, just from driving it to the car show yesterday, which was maybe 10-mile drive, and then back over here, which I'm not even sure it's 5 miles from my house to where the car show was. So he drove it from his house to the car show, and from the car show to here. And it still has, and I'm not sure if he's been driving it around in the interim, but some stuff has ended up in the obvious places, plastered. You know, anytime you drive down the road, you're going to get something like that. But about to get started here, folks. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and dropping by. You know, like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. I would be most appreciative. I'm really excited about this car. Can't wait to get going here. I got a little delayed this morning with some phone calls and blah, 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 blah. And the whole time I was like, look, I gotta go, I gotta go. Anyway, folks, I do appreciate everybody. Thank you very, very much. Goodbye for now. Stay tuned. I'll come back later and show you some progress. How about that, Mr. Rick? Thank you so much, Rick.